The Los Angeles Lakers have released their official injury report ahead of Thursday's crucial matchup against the Dallas Mavericks, and the news brings mixed updates for the franchise as they prepare for their final game before the All-Star break. According to the team's medical staff, Luka Doncic will remain sidelined due to a left hamstring strain, marking his fourth consecutive absence from the lineup. Meanwhile, center DeAndre Ayton has been listed as questionable with right knee soreness, creating uncertainty about the team's frontcourt rotation for this important divisional contest. The injury to Doncic has become a significant concern for head coach JJ Redick and the Lakers organization. The star guard suffered the hamstring strain several games ago and has been forced to watch from the sidelines as his teammates battle through a competitive Western Conference playoff race. The timing of this injury has been particularly challenging, as Doncic was set to face his former team in what would have been an emotionally charged reunion at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Since joining the Lakers after being traded from the Mavericks last season, Doncic has consistently delivered exceptional performances against his old squad, demonstrating both his elite skill level and competitive fire. The medical team's decision to hold Doncic out of Thursday's game reflects a cautious approach that prioritizes his long-term health over short-term competitive desires. With the All-Star break approaching immediately after this contest, the Lakers have an opportunity to give their dynamic guard additional rest and recovery time. This extended break could prove crucial in ensuring Doncic returns to full strength for the second half of the season, when every game will carry playoff implications. The franchise understands that rushing him back too quickly could risk aggravating the injury and potentially causing a more serious setback that could derail their postseason aspirations. According to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, despite missing Thursday's game, Doncic is still holding out hope to participate in Sunday's All-Star game, where he has been selected to represent the world team. The talented guard is continuing his rehabilitation program and will make a game-time decision based on how his hamstring responds to treatment over the coming days. However, team sources suggest that the Lakers would prefer Doncic prioritize complete recovery over All-Star festivities, especially given the critical stretch of games awaiting them in the second half of the season. If he does elect to play in the exhibition showcase, it would likely be limited to a handful of minutes to minimize any risk of further injury. The situation with DeAndre Ayton adds another layer of complexity to the Lakers' preparation for this game. The veteran center has been dealing with right knee soreness, and his status remains uncertain as the team monitors his condition leading up to tip-off. Ayton's presence in the paint has been valuable for the Lakers this season, providing rim protection, rebounding, and interior scoring that complements the team's perimeter-oriented attack. His potential absence would force Coach Redick to adjust his rotation and potentially rely more heavily on smaller lineups, or give increased minutes to back up big men who may not possess Ayton's combination of size and skill. On a positive note, the injury report brings good news for Lakers fans regarding several key rotation players. LeBron James, Austin Reaves, and Marcus Smart are all cleared to play after sitting out Tuesday's game against the San Antonio Spurs. That contest represented the second night of a back-to-back situation, and the coaching staff made the strategic decision to rest these veterans to preserve their energy and health. Their return to the lineup provides a significant boost to the Lakers' chances of securing a victory against the Mavericks and heading into the All-Star break with positive momentum. James continues to defy age with his consistent production, while Reaves has emerged as one of the team's most reliable performers on both ends of the floor. Smart brings veteran leadership, defensive intensity, and playmaking ability that helps stabilize the second unit. The Lakers find themselves in a tight playoff race as the season reaches its midpoint, making every game critically important to their postseason positioning. The Western Conference remains highly competitive, with multiple teams separated by just a few games in the standings. A victory over Dallas would provide a confidence boost and help the Lakers maintain their current playoff standing. Conversely, a loss could allow other teams jockeying for position to gain ground, potentially affecting seeding and home court advantage scenarios down the stretch. With Doncic sidelined, other players will need to shoulder additional responsibility and step up their production to compensate for his absence. This has been a recurring theme throughout the season for Los Angeles, as various injuries and rest days have required different players to elevate their games at different times. The team's depth will be tested once again, and role players who have thrived when given expanded opportunities will need to deliver consistent performances. Austin Reaves has established himself as one of the most exciting young talents in the National Basketball Association, transforming from an undrafted player into a cornerstone piece for the Los Angeles Lakers franchise. In a recent candid interview with Franklin Cale of Slam Magazine, the guard opened up about his ambitions, motivations, and what drives him every single day as he continues his professional basketball journey. When asked about his ultimate objectives as a player wearing the purple and gold, Reaves did not hesitate to identify his primary focus, stating emphatically that winning a championship with the Lakers represents his biggest and most important goal above all individual accolades or personal achievements. This declaration from Reaves reflects the mindset and competitive spirit that has endeared him to Lakers fans and teammates alike since he first joined the organization. From his very first days with the franchise, Reaves has consistently demonstrated a team-first mentality that prioritizes collective success over personal statistics or individual recognition. His approach to the game embodies the winning culture that has defined the Lakers throughout their storied history, making him an ideal fit for a franchise that measures success solely by championship banners hanging in the rafters. This alignment between player values and organizational philosophy helps explain why the Lakers have invested so heavily in Reaves and view him as a central figure in their long-term plans. The journey that brought Reaves to this point in his career makes his current position with the Lakers even more remarkable. Growing up as a devoted Lakers fan and an admirer of Kobe Bryant, Reaves spent countless hours watching the franchise's championship runs and studying the game's greatest players. Those formative experiences shaped his understanding of what it takes to win at the highest level and instilled in him an appreciation for the Lakers' winning tradition. The opportunity to now wear the same jersey he cheered for as a young fan represents the fulfillment of a childhood dream, but Reaves clearly understands that simply making it to the NBA is not enough. He wants to honor the franchise's legacy by adding his own championship to the collection. Before suffering a calf strain that sidelined him for 17 games earlier this season, Reaves was experiencing what would unquestionably have been the finest campaign of his professional career. He was posting career-high numbers across multiple statistical categories, including points, rebounds, and assists per game. His expanded role in the Lakers' offense showcased his ability to function as a primary ball handler and playmaker, creating opportunities for teammates while also providing efficient scoring when needed. The level of play Reaves displayed during that stretch put him firmly in the conversation for his first All-Star selection, and potentially even positioned him as a candidate for individual awards such as Most Improved Player or All-NBA Team consideration. The injury setback temporarily halted that momentum, but Reaves has returned to the court with renewed determination and has quickly regained his form. His ability to bounce back so effectively from an extended absence demonstrates both his physical conditioning and mental toughness. These qualities have become hallmarks of his game, and major reasons why the Lakers have such confidence in building around him for the future. Even with the games missed due to injury, Reaves continues to post career-best averages and has solidified his reputation around the league as one of the premier guards capable of orchestrating an entire offensive system while also defending multiple positions on the other end of the floor. Despite the impressive individual statistics and the increasing recognition from media and fans across the league, Reaves maintains that his focus remains squarely on team success rather than personal accolades. In his conversation with Slam Magazine, he articulated a philosophy that resonates with basketball purists and students of the game. Reaves explained his belief that individual success naturally follows from team success, meaning that if a team wins at the highest level and competes for championships, the individual recognition will inevitably come as a byproduct of that collective achievement. This perspective demonstrates maturity beyond his years and reflects an understanding of how championships elevate individual legacies in ways that personal statistics alone cannot. The Lakers organization clearly values Reaves not only for his on-court contributions, but also for the intangible qualities he brings to the team. His mindset, work ethic, and commitment to winning align perfectly with what the franchise has always sought in its players. Reaves embodies this philosophy completely, making him the type of player that any championship-caliber organization would want on their roster for the long haul. Industry insiders and salary cap experts project that Reaves will command a substantial contract that could approach maximum salary territory when he becomes eligible for an extension this upcoming offseason. The Lakers understand that retaining Reaves represents a crucial component of their long-term competitive strategy. What drives Reaves ultimately is not the prospect of a lucrative contract or individual awards, but rather the desire to bring another championship banner to the Lakers organization. The Los Angeles Lakers are positioning themselves strategically for the upcoming offseason, with multiple reports indicating that the franchise is prioritizing salary cap flexibility and space to pursue top-tier free agent talent. According to various league sources and basketball insiders, the Lakers have identified several high-profile targets who could potentially transform their roster and elevate the team's championship aspirations. Among the most frequently mentioned names in these discussions are Utah Jazz center Walker Kessler and Denver Nuggets forward Peyton Watson, two young talented players who will become restricted free agents this summer and could be available to teams willing to make aggressive contract offers that their current franchises may struggle to match. The most prominent name on the Lakers' offseason wish list appears to be Walker Kessler, the rim-protecting center who has established himself as one of the league's premier shot blockers and defensive anchors. NBA insider Evan Sidery recently confirmed that significant buzz is building around the Lakers preparing to aggressively pursue Kessler when free agency opens. The Lakers will be armed with substantial cap space that could allow them to make a lucrative offer sheet that might exceed what the Jazz are willing or able to match, given their own salary cap constraints and roster construction priorities. This creates a potentially exploitable opportunity for Los Angeles to acquire a talented young center without surrendering valuable trade assets. Kessler's journey to becoming such a coveted free agent target has been somewhat unusual. The Jazz made a surprising decision earlier this season when they chose not to offer him a contract extension, despite his impressive defensive contributions and potential for continued development. That choice raised eyebrows around the league and immediately positioned Kessler as one of the most interesting players to watch in restricted free agency. Currently in the final year of his 4-year rookie contract worth approximately $13 million total, Kessler stands to receive a substantial raise on his next deal. The question now becomes whether Utah will be willing to match whatever offer sheet he signs with another team, or if they will allow him to depart in exchange for maintaining greater financial flexibility. Unfortunately for Kessler and the Jazz, the center suffered a shoulder injury in early November that required surgery and has kept him sidelined for the remainder of this season. While this injury prevents teams from evaluating his current form, his established track record of elite shot-blocking ability and defensive impact remains well documented and highly valued around the league. The Lakers' interest appears undeterred by the injury, as they are betting on his ability to return to full health and resume the level of play that made him such a sought-after prospect in the first place. His defensive skill set would address one of the Lakers' most pressing needs, providing rim protection and interior defense that has been inconsistent at various points throughout the season. ESPN's Brian Windhorst and Tim McMahon discussed the Kessler situation on their podcast, The Hoop Collective, and specifically named the Lakers as a realistic landing spot for the young center. Windhorst explained that restricted free agency generally presents challenges for teams trying to acquire players, but noted that certain situations create opportunities when a player is deemed gettable, because teams around the league believe the current franchise either cannot or will not match a substantial offer sheet. Kessler may fall into this category, especially if the Lakers present an offer that pushes Utah's financial limitations or forces difficult decisions about their overall roster composition and future direction. Beyond Kessler, the Lakers have also been connected to Denver Nuggets forward Peyton Watson, another restricted free agent who could become available this summer. Watson, a Los Angeles area native who played collegiately at UCLA, has enjoyed the best season of his young career while filling expanded roles created by injuries to key Nuggets players. His local connections and familiarity with the Lakers organization make him a natural target, and his defensive versatility and athletic profile fit well with what the franchise seeks in its wing players. ESPN's Kevin Pelton specifically mentioned Watson as a player the Lakers might be able to acquire through a sign-and-trade arrangement because Denver's tax situation limits their financial flexibility. The Nuggets face significant salary cap constraints that could prevent them from matching a substantial offer sheet for Watson. Denver is operating deep into the luxury tax and faces escalating penalties for exceeding certain threshold levels. For the Lakers, successfully landing one or both of these restricted free agents would require careful planning and strategic use of their projected cap space. Various estimates suggest Los Angeles could have anywhere from $48 to $55 million in cap room this offseason, depending on several factors including player option decisions.